commentators explain that the ninth plague of darkness occurred in two different phases. During the first 3 days, the Egyptians could not see. During the second 3 days, they couldn't see and they couldn't move. They were completely immobilized, which led to a big problem for them. If they couldn't move, how were they able to eat? How did they survive those 3 days? To answer that question, let's consider what the Jews were doing during that second phase. They were told during those 3 days to go into the homes of the Egyptians to look for their gold and silver to see where it was hidden. So that soon thereafter, at the time of the Exodus, just before they left Egypt, when they asked the Egyptians for their gold and silver, if the Egyptians would deny owning any, the Jews could say to each one individually, oh, that's not true. It's in that shoebox at the bottom of your closet. It's in that fake wall in your den. So imagine, the Jews enter the homes of the Egyptians looking for gold and silver. The Egyptians can't stop them. They're totally helpless, blinded and immobilized and starving. And the Jews now encounter their helpless tormentors, the people who have enslaved them and brutalized them, killed them. What do? Whack them over the head with baseball bats or 2x4s? No. Incredibly, the Jews fed these starving Egyptians. God was giving them, our ancestors, a chance to remember that kindness has to be in our DNA. This was the birth of the nation. We were reminded and had an opportunity to show that we have to do kindness even for those who least deserve it or don't deserve it. Think back to the first Jew, Abraham, the paragon of kindness, sitting out in front of his tent in agony, recovering from a circumcision at the age of 99, yet he's looking for guests to host. And then he's arguing with God, trying to convince God not to destroy the wicked inhabitants of the city of Sodom and its surrounding cities. 1 generation later, Avram sends his servant Eliezer to find a wife for Avram's son, Isaac, Yitzchak. And Eliezer devises a test. Whichever girl comes and brings water for me and my men and my camels, that'll be the one. When Rivka hears that the test was not of her bank account, nor of her looks, but just of her kindness, she says, that's the test that the servant of this family came up with? Sign me up. I want to join the Jewish people as Yitzchak's wife. And thousands of years later, it's still in our DNA. Think about the Palestinian terrorists who have been treated in Israeli hospitals. Note the fact that any time there's a disaster anywhere on the globe, Israel is the first or among the first nations to show up with assistance, with people and supplies and medicine and know-how. Note how much more significant the percentage of philanthropy comes from Jewish dollars as compared to our incredibly small, nearly insignificant percentage of total world population. Note the incredible number of chesed organizations, one after the other, fulfilling so many needs for those who need help in Jewish communities. We know you can't take your bank account with you when you head up to heaven, but you can take along your good deeds. In the end, no matter what anyone else will tell you otherwise, nice guys finish first.